living color.
Very cool. Now we just wait
To see
to see if we
all
show up.
in there. Are we showing up? Are we showing up? Showing up.
Don't know why it doesn't show.
You gotta close out and back out.
Oh, we gotta close out and back out. Okay. You want to tell anybody hi if they're here?
Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody's here yet. Hello, if you're here, but I don't know. Right there.
Oh, there we are.
There you go. Dun, 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 dun.
Maybe because.
Oh.
Oh, maybe that's your buffer. Maybe that
that was
tells you
buffering.
when we're buffering.
Yeah, we're not buffering anymore. So maybe
Yeah.
nobody saw me act. Bro. The internet. Mommy broke the internet.
Like, I literally can't get to YouTube. Oh.
Oh.
Here it comes.
Here it comes. Here it comes, everybody. Everybody, here it
There's
comes.
people watching too.
Oh, great.
Let's see who's talking to us. Yes, we are having difficulties.
Can you hear me now?
The Nelson Homestead. Hi, guys.
Hi, Nelson Homestead.
I can see you too, Home Place Journal. Thanks for standing with us and waiting for us to.
Can you hear me now?
So
Oh.
anyway, there's the storm coming. There is supposed to one of my buddies in Augusta said it's supposed to hail down there this evening, so
Oh.
it's coming our way.
What the hell?
I got nothing. Nothing.
Well,
Zero.
yeah. And when it's so funny because at least here, it seems like the weather is not just like a nice long slow rain. It's like either all or nothing. It's like
When it comes here, most of the time it goes, oh look, there's the big bear Homestead. Whoop.
yeah, it's a lot of times it just diverts around us.
It goes all the way around us.
Yeah.
So-
So okay, I'm seeing 10 people. Everybody want to kind of
Say hello.
say hi? I only see a couple people. Is chat working?
Is the chat working?
Or is everybody silence? Silence. That's what it looks like. Oh, here we go. I have a branch of a nasty old ash tree splitting off. It's about to fall, so not sure if I'll have power for long. Only on Fridays, right?
Only on Fridays.
Absolutely. We were sitting out in our over in the grass the other day, and all of a sudden there was a real big loud noise, and one of the parts of the tree came falling down.
We
So
weren't sitting in the grass. We were sitting in the swimming pool.
oh, that's right, in our redneck swimming pool. And that sustainable ingenuity there.
Yep. What's that say?
That's
Good Dream
Sherry.
Foundation.
Hi, Sherry.
Oh, hey Sherry.
Can't wait for you to come back.
Okay. I guess the chat's working?
It
now?
looks like it is.
Okay.
It looks
So
like
we
we got
can-
people talking.
We can get started and
Yeah, we can kind of get going and
go
moving.
on down the road.
Yeah. Howdy from California. Wow, it's like dinner
Howdy,
time there, isn't it?
California.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm keeping my guns, California.
Okay, so tonight's topic. Last week we did kind of an introduction of
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
like who are we, why we did what we did, the whole line.
Did what we did. Do what we do.
Did the kids lace your teeth with something? Because you're acting a little silly. Okay. Hey, April.
It's just.
Okay. So basically, this week. Oh, okay. In your nice comfy chair.
So I wonder if Brad is there and just stalking us because he said he wasn't going to comment until I took off my shirt, and then you said I'm not allowed
You're
to take.
not taking your shirt off.
But
You're not.
Brad, I put on these crazy pants for you, so maybe that may make you comment.
Okay, so while we're here, man, you already wasted like 5 minutes of our time just
Me?
talking. Yep.
It's the only 5 minutes I get to talk.
So, whatever. Okay, so tonight our topic And I know if any of y'all actually saw the title, it's probably a little confusing.
Very.
We said sustainable or reliant. Which one's your goal? And by that, what we mean is self-sustainable or self-reliant. Because obviously, none of us, well, at least in this community, none of us really want to be reliant on everybody else. We kind of work a little bit different. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm excited about the contest.
Oh, well, but that's not until the end.
I know it's not to the end, but I can't be excited about it till the
You're
end.
like a little kid in a candy shop, man. You're gonna let mom walk around the entire grocery store, and you're gonna be up there by the candy, just screaming and hollering until you get your piece of candy.
Well, I'm not going. Can I have this? Can I have this? I'm just sitting over here and listening to you.
No, it doesn't work that way. Pepper pants.
Everybody loves my pepper
Everybody
pants.
loves the pepper pants. I made those pepper pants.
Yes, you did. You made these for me, what, 3 Christmases ago? 4 Christmases ago?
Something like that. Is that a hint?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just saying. Just like my wolf ones. You made my wolf ones too.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, so I guess.
And then I went and lost a whole bunch of weight, and now they fall down every time I walk.
Yeah, so. Alright, so we're going to talk about sustainability versus self-reliance. Kind of let me know in the chat box what you guys think. What's the difference really between when we were looking all this up? We found that self-reliant and self-sufficient kind of mean the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. That basically you have to rely on yourself for what you need, what stuff you need. So everybody's goal should probably be a little bit of being self-reliant, even if it's something as simple as instead of buying your bread in the grocery store, you go buy the flour and you make the bread yourself. Or some might even go a little bit further and they go buy the wheat grain and then they grind it down, make the flour, and then make their bread, right?
Or some people, like I learned today
Yes.
from... my mind just went blank.
She wants us to sit closer, or he wants us to sit
Who?
closer together. Can you see us now?
Who's that?
Yeah. Okay. We're closer. Oh, not that close.
That was 10 years ago. Anyway.
You're out of the screen. That's
Well,
fine.
you pushed me.
No, I didn't. You pushed yourself.
Okay. What was
So
I talking
anyway,
about?
you're talking about the video that you watched today for Go for Green.
Go for Green Living, yes.
Living. Mm-hmm.
They, awesome channel by the way. If you're not subscribed to them, please go do so.
Right. Check them out.
Check them out. They made flour out of lamb's quarters.
Out of lamb's quarters? Okay, that's kind of different. I would imagine though, because lamb's quarters are green.
And
so.
they made pancakes with it, and they made a bread. Ladessa was salivating as she was watching the video because you know she
well,
loves
she likes lamb's quarters anyway. I just imagine what kind of texture that would be to make.
Well,
the flour.
he crushed it all up. He showed a very cool way how to harvest it, and then you got to let it dry out for a couple of 48 hours. I think he says is the most, and then you crush it up, and then they stick it in a coffee grinder, and then that's the flour.
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look that one up. I have to watch that video.
I saved it for you.
Oh, okay, good. Good. You got it on the queue. Okay, so back to the whole sustainable versus reliant. Sustainable versus reliant. In society today, it seems like we have everything at our fingertips. So everybody has learned to depend on the local grocery store or the big Walmart or the McDonald's down the street for their meals. And
You want to give me that while you're talking, and I can see if anybody asks a question, or
they aren't. Everybody's saying hi. I'm watching.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I don't.
Look, we already had this conversation yesterday on the vlog. We're not doing this again on live stream.
Okay.
Not doing it.
Are you sure?
I'm positive because I can watch over here. Everybody tell him I'm not missing any comments that need acknowledging. They're just saying hi.
Who's on first?
Anyway, so back to sustainability versus reliance. It seems like now Are you serious?
I was just checking. You said that they had to tell me.
Do I have to put you in a corner? To put you in timeout? Because I will. And I'm not doing this is not the Robin show. This is Big Bear Homestead. This is both of us. So I would appreciate if you start putting your two cents in. So self-reliant versus sustainable. Look who's here.
Who?
Our lovely Maria. Say hi, Maria.
Hi, Maria.
Hey, sweet one. Okay, so fight. You're gonna start cheering us on Home Place Journal. Okay, so sustainable versus reliant. This can be a very deep philosophical conversation, or it can be just to scratch the edge on the barely scratch the surface. I would say that when we first started our journey down this road, we were more trying to be reliant or self-reliant.
Yes.
We wanted to take certain things that we normally would consume through a grocery store or through the clothing store or whatever. We would try to replace those with skills that we had acquired on our own.
Yes.
Right. So, but as we continued down this road, instead of making everything on our own, we wanted to kind of step up our game a little bit. And so I guess that's kind of what I wanted to see with people is, where are you at in your journey? Are you still being self-reliant, or are you being self-sustainable, or are you neither and looking for a way to get started?
And I also, how do you word this? Being more self-sustainable is a lot more work than just being self-reliant.
Well, absolutely.
Because there's a whole different set of skills that you have to acquire along the way. Like, for example, being self-reliant means you can just have a seed bank for seeds, but being more self-sustainable means you're saving your seeds.
Right, that each year you have a seed bank, right. Not that you just start out with them.
And not only are you saving your seeds, but you're harvesting those seeds from one specific plant,
right? So
that has grown very well, that is handling your climate. Because what we've got here is completely different than what the Big Family Homestead has, Dirt Patch has, and Joe has out there in Arizona.
Right.
So we're gonna do more or less natural selection of picking the seeds that we want from our tomato plant that's producing the biggest tomato,
the tastiest tomato, the one that resists the disease the best.
Right.
And that's the kind of things that people a lot of times don't realize is part of this journey. Is it's not just about going to Home Depot or going to Lowe's or wherever to buy your seeds every year.
Right.
Now, doing that and planting your own vegetable garden would then make you self-reliant, but not sustainable. And so that's kind of the thing. So, okay, so we have a little bit of input here. Home Place Journal says, I'm working towards independence. Okay, so what is independence versus self-sustainable or self-reliant? I'd like to hear what that looks like, at least to Home Place Journal. What does that look like? What is independence? Independence from the power company? Independence from what?
I think a lot of there's Growing for Green.
Yep, Go for Green Living, and also Dirt Patch. Hi, Julianne, how are you?
We just talked up both of y'all for a minute ago.
Yep.
Which you'll probably catch in a delay. What was I getting ready to say?
I have no idea.
She's talking about independence.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of if you conversations that you and I had in the very beginning was a main thing with us. Also, we were talking where we felt internet connection tonight. I do apologize. Wouldn't close it out.
No, I'm just refreshing the screen.
I wonder if you move.
No, we're still.
Okay.
Here we go. It might have just been.
Might have just
No, we went back to red. So apparently we had a little bit. Okay, so it might just be my.
No, because we're red there.
No, red is right.
No, I thought it was
No,
orange.
red is good. Okay, so we have a couple of comments. One says, found you recently thanks to Homestead Network. Great channel, nice live stream today. That's from Kathy. Nelson Homestead, I wanted to read this one a second ago. It says, I'm new to homesteading. I've always hunted and gardened, but now I want to do more for myself and for my family.
There you go. That's
So
how we got started
That's
too.
exactly how we got started. We started by just doing our own thing, and then kind of building upon that.
Why is your right there saying so low?
I think that's
Because you're connected to Big Bear.
Yeah.
Big Bear.
okay. All right. So, you guys can all hear us, correct?
Can we get a
If
little
somebody
feedback,
can kind
please?
of tell us on the chat, let us know that we're coming across good. I was logged into the wrong account on our
Technical difficulties, please stand by.
Well, I know we're all having a few kinks here and there where we're having to work out, because this is not, we're not some multi-million-dollar network where we're having to
What's
do
going on?
everything. Relax, be patient, just talk to the lovely people out there.
Lovely people out there. Hello, lovely people out there.
So anyway,
Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to start running my mouth now. Has everybody got me out there? What are we saying?
it looks like it. Everybody's saying, well, somebody said watch the spinning arrow, techie diffs. Okay, so everybody else
Y'all got us now? We're
can
back to
see
good?
us. Okay, good. All right, we're good to go.
All right, cool. So, back to what we were saying. When you and I were talking about, Home Place Journal was talking about independence, wanting independence. When you think about some of our first conversations when we first started talking about this lifestyle when I got out of the Corps,
Right.
that was that's how we worded it also. We were like, we wanted to be independent. We wanted to be free. We wanted to not have to rely on anybody else. We wanted to set our own rules, for a lack of a better term.
There.
And then as we went on, we changed our terminology. It's basically all we did. We're still working towards the same thing as to be completely free, which is to be completely self-sustainable.
Right.
We just changed the jargon is basically all we've done.
Right, and I think that comes over time with the journey. You start to realize that there is a difference. It's just semantics. It boils down to knowing just how, and I think there's a whole lot that goes
There's
into
Brad.
it. All right, Brad's here. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad, did you see my pepper pants, Brad?
I don't know that he did.
I'm not allowed to take my shirt off, so I wore pepper pants. Let me know if you've seen him. If you didn't see him, I'm going to show my pepper pants.
Okay, so the whole thing with self-sustainability.
Maybe that'll help. Yep, that looks like it's helped. Yep, there it goes.
Everybody got to see my big old booty. Oh well. So anyway.
There we go. Yeah, that seemed to help out a little bit. No, maybe not. Anyway, we're going to keep right on top.
Buffering need aspirin.
Who said
That's
that?
actually pretty funny. Homestead Journal. We love puns at our house. It's funny.
We went from 20 to 70.
Yeah, I know. I would turn off and stop watching too. Well, I say that, but we've done that with deep.
Okay, so let's see. Why is it still buffering? It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. No, we're back up.
Alright. Okay, looks like we're back now. Woohoo! Yay.
Not really sure why, but we
Guys, we're so sorry about this. It's got to be the storm. It just didn't happen to
it
us
didn't happen last week.
last
yeah.
week, and it didn't happen when we did our
Well, we did it the first night. It
Yeah.
didn't do it the whole time.
The
We
whole
didn't have
time,
any
so-
problem with buffering. So,
Yeah, so it's got to be the storm. So
so
Blame Mother Nature, not me.
yeah, well, you know, and we know it's not our internet connection as far as the main, you know, what kind of internet we have. We know we have pretty decent internet.
yeah,
So, but anyway,
but now we move that up there to get closer to the window. So to the wall.
all right. Sherry's saying she can't hear us. Can you hear us now?
Turn the volume up on your computer, Sherry.
I know, we're trying, Brad. We're not as awesome as you.
What'd
We're
he say?
still. He said, "Come on, Big Bear, you guys rock." We're trying.
We're trying.
Okay, so maybe we're just not supposed to give this message. Maybe it's just not.
Maybe it's the Illuminati.
No.
It's the Illuminati trying to stop this message from getting out.
Maybe that's what it is. Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's Obama's fault.
really, it's a live stream and you're gonna talk like that. Okay, so sustainable, reliable, or reliant. What's everybody's goal out there? Are you trying to just learn how to knit your own? I agree with the Illuminati.
Anyway,
You know what?
What?
That's an excellent point, Sherry. You are so awesome.
what?
She said we've got our PCs going and then the big TV. We're pulling on the stream of the. Yeah. So we've got to. We're good. Thank you, Sherry. That was an awesome point. Didn't think about that.
Get off the TV.
Get off the TV. Okay. So, yeah, but we've got two computers right next to each other, and they're all trying to feed off of the same thing at the same time. Hopefully, okay, we've knocked that out. Hopefully, it won't be a problem now. Okay, so sustainable, reliable. Which one are we in? Yeah, Brad, no Netflix. Not allowed to do Netflix. Actually, believe it or not, they're probably in there watching us on the television. But as we kind of tell them, you know, they can't come out here while mom and dad are putting their show on. So, all right. So, back to the conversation that we had going. What are y'all's goals? Like, you know, what's something that you do that's self-reliant? And how can you take that being self-reliant and jump it up to being sustainable?
You know, I really like when you and I were talking about this, your example with clothes. Are you going to Joann's or Hobby Lobby and you buying the fabric, or are you raising the sheep that turns it into wool, or hunting the animals and tanning it and turning it into buckskin?
Right.
Blah blah blah.
And of course, and I'm not trying to say that I don't know that anybody could ever be completely self-sustainable.
Nope.
I mean, you could, but you have to think about what are your goal, like what, I guess the goal for me is to somewhat maintain the comfort in which I live now, and try to keep that going. And so some people's steps are like solar power. I have grow as much food as you can, learn how to preserve. A lot of people, the art of canning and dehydrating has completely, it's jumped a few generations. You know, seems like our grandparents and great-grandparents,
grandparents or
great-grandparents did it.
My mom did it when I was young in the late 70s, early 80s, because they had that same kind of little bit of
mentality
a scare that that we're going through now.
Right.
Not to the extreme that we're going through now, but
right. Sherry said
they do.
She said some awesome dude is training my son to hunt and trap. I wonder who that is. Yeah. Yes, Linda's Pantry does definitely. She talks about canning and all of that. She even does meat, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she taught me something. Now, I've been hunting since I've been trapping knee-high to a grasshopper, and anything that we any animal's life that I take, I do my best to try to eat it, except for I'm not eating a fox or a coyote or
a dog.
A
canine.
I'm not eating a bobcat.
We're
either.
not. Well, yeah, no, that neither.
But I do turn those into bait.
But we.
But
Okay.
what she taught me is after they make their kill and they skin it out, they spray it down with an apple
Oh, that's
vinegar.
right, apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar.
Mhm.
And I asked her, I said, what do you do that for?
Why would you do that?
And she says, because the time from when you drop it and you skin it, sometimes when you skin it and stuff gets on it, but it kills a lot of the bacteria and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, I'm about to start to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. But yeah, Linda's Pantry does she has a plethora of canning stuff, cooking stuff, preserving stuff, and she comes from it from a different way that even people that's been doing that stuff for a while, you can look at it and go, that's a good idea, I'm going to try that. Just like Go for Green Living with the lamb's quarter flour that I watched today. You know, that's another, it's all, and that's one of the things I love about the Homesteading Network. There's a whole bunch of us that are basically our goal is kind of the same goal. It's just we're all taking different paths to get there, and we're learning from one another, and we're engaging with one another. And it, like the new chicken coop we built with that rainwater harvest, never in a million years would I thought about those chicken cups.
The cups, right? We hadn't seen those yet. We had seen the little nipples
seen
before,
the little nipples,
but not the cups.
But not the cups.
Right.
I saw it with Joe, and he has his chickens do it, and I went,
yeah.
Because all I ever heard was just a whole bunch of negative things about the nipples.
Mm-hmm.
That
the
chickens would get pecking at it. You know, they wouldn't get a lot of water,
or they would leak,
or they had tremendous leaking problems. And then Joe showed the cup, and I was like, let's give it a go. And so now we're building another coop just like that for our coachings, and we're going to put the cups
in there with them.
And we're basically going to get away as much as we can away from the big 5-gallon break your back because you got to tote it 20 miles when you got it in the tractors or whatever.
And
waters.
see, that's the cool thing about this Homestead Network is it's a lot of like-minded people, but we all come from different backgrounds, come from different parts of the country, and we all have different ways of thinking of things. So one thing I really liked is when we were doing our chicken coop, you got the rain catchment. We had always wanted to do rain harvesting. Because we live on 21 acres, and sometimes it's hard to get water to the animals. You can't just run a hose out there all the time.
No.
And so it was fill up a bucket and carry it, or load it up in the back of the truck and take it.
Slosh it all over the place.
So now it's become a lot easier to just do the rain catchment, and even if it's just take the hose and fill up the big barrel once in a while because we've been really dry the last week or so. But what I was going to say is the great thing about this group is that it inspires all of us to come up with different ideas based on what we've seen. So you took the idea that you saw from Joe and took it another step and said, you know what? Out here it gets really, really hot. And that water is going to bake in that
Joe
jug.
buries his too.
Oh, did it? I didn't see that part.
The extra step that I took versus what Joe did, and Joe's barrel had an open top, so it was easier for him to get down there.
To get into it.
Our barrel wasn't open top; it had the screw tops. But to keep the system closed,
debris
where he used drip edge, I took the 2-inch PVC, cut it, and then I wrapped it with the screen.
Okay.
Because Arizona, as far as I know, they don't really have a big, tremendous mosquito problem like we do. I mean, the mosquitoes are state bird, crying out loud.
Right.
So, but that's one of the things when you're talking about being independent, self-reliant, and sustainable. I think they all go about it, and all the fingers come together eventually, and it all comes to the same goal. It's just different paths and different roads that all of us are taking to get there.
Right. One of the things that was said on here, Kathy said, that in the video that they watched, they said the number one thing you need to know is why you want a homestead.
Mm-hmm.
What is your reason? And they said that spending more time together was the big reason for them. That wasn't so much for us because we were already we're pretty tight. We're already a tight knit group. We're a tight knit group, and our family's pretty close. But, and that's because we kind of raise our kids that we're a wolf pack.
Well, we, like most of us in this group, because I think Big Family Homestead does it too, and I know Off the Grid Nation is starting this year. We homeschool. So
Right.
a lot of the stuff that you can do on your homestead twists in to with homeschool, because you can be teaching animal husbandry, aquaponics, you can be teaching horticulture, sewing, basic life skills. You can bring back home ec and stuff like that. What's so funny?
They're Sherry and her daughter are going back and forth. We're not having any rain here either. It keeps threatening that it's going to, and it doesn't. Sherry said you can't be self-sufficient in HE asterisk asterisk, and it's hot in California. I know.
I'm thinking about doing a rain dance in my pepper pants to see if we can get some rain to come down here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're already watering our Back to Eden garden twice a day, first thing in the morning and then
Right,
again
we're
in the
having to
evening.
do that just because of the
and
rain.
we're watering it like 6:30 in the morning when the sun's just barely coming up,
Right.
going till about 7:30, 8 o'clock because we have to move the sprinkler head.
Right.
And then again in the evening, starting at about 9 o'clock after the sun is gooden down,
Right.
and going till about 10:30 because we're hitting the whole Back to Eden garden and then the raised beds.
Right. We have
But-
a lot, so it's spread out pretty. I mean, it's
it's
organized
just
really well. It's
so
just
so hot.
it's
and
been
dry
really
here.
really hot.
Yeah.
So
What did Dirt Patch say?
it's not dirt patches. Home Place Journal said if enough people cry while you dance in your pepper pants. Uh-oh.
What?
Brad wants to know, where is the shirtlessness?
See, you weren't here on time, Brad. I got threatened with my life if I took my shirt off. So I said, well, I will have to just wear the pepper pants.
See the pepper pants?
The
Whoa,
pepper
that's
pants.
my face.
The pepper pants. So I wore my pepper pants just for you, Brad, to try to go without the shirtlessness.
He said hubba hubba.
So,
Okay, so all right, so what kind of things? Let's talk about. We were talking about watering. I'm trying, but it's just not
No.
happening. Trying to keep our train on the right rail.
she didn't see you.
I didn't see what. What did I miss?
Oh, you missed it. Now you're gonna have to catch it on the replay.
I am blind. Oh, Jeremy's on here too.
Jeremy Stevenson?
Yes.
Hey, Jeremy.
Jeremy just said he's blind.
Yeah,
Oh.
he would be.
Semper Fi. Absolutely.
Brad was trying out for the to be part of the President's Home.
Yes.
Very cool.
Absolutely very cool.
We
Yes.
talked to my son is going to enlist in the Marine Corps, Brad, and I thought about you, in case you wanted to go back, but they're offering enlistment bonuses for the Marine Corps band and re-enlistment bonuses, and I heard pretty big numbers.
Yeah.
I know the re-enlistment bonus for the weatherman is $50,000.
Yeah. Well,
So
well, it's all that talk of the different stuff. So,
yeah.
Okay, so
What time is it? 8:38. Okay. What did he say?
Brad, come on, man.
What did he say?
He
What'd he
said, "Yay, I'm too fat." Absolutely, that's sweet tea. Come on, we're in Georgia.
Who
Of
asked if that
course.
was sweet tea?
Go for green living.
Of course. Stevia tea.
That's our water, man. We don't know anything else.
If I was to fall and cut myself, I don't bleed. It's tea. It goes.
It's just stevia and
It's just
tea.
stevia and black tea leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Just comes out.
So back to the watering thing. If you were going to just be self-reliant, maybe you would have a well versus being on city water. Now, some people, they don't really have the choice.
Yeah, some people nowadays, and that's one of the things that gets me going. I don't think, look, I'm one of those type of guys that certain things my federal government does not belong in. It doesn't belong in my church. It definitely doesn't belong in my gun cabinet. And they don't belong in my bedroom. And they don't really belong on my property unless I invite them.
Right.
That's just me. Maybe I'm crazy, something, but that's just me, and that really just gets my goat. That I have to go down to the council now to pay somebody to put a chicken coop on my property, or if I want to build a new fur shed or a new blacksmith shop, I have to go down and pay to get the permit to do that. Drives me crazy. Squirrel.
Yeah. Okay, so back to the whole watering thing. We've had a couple of people say stuff. Home Place Journal said water collection, unless you live in the freaking desert like me, which sometimes we feel like we live in the desert. But one of the things when we were looking for our forever homestead,
I love how you call it that.
You do?
Yeah, that was a cool name when you came up with that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
So our forever homestead, when we first came up to this property, it wasn't our property. And it wasn't even a possibility at the time of being our property. It was some people that we knew, and we were actually helping them on their journey to being self-sustainable.
Yep, I taught him how to skin a hog, how to process a hog. We talked about rotating pastures with them.
Right.
The whole nine.
Whole bunch of different stuff, because we were really deep into watching
Salatin.
Yeah, Joel Salatin at the time. And so we were really starting to learn about intense grazing and rotating and all of that stuff. And it all made a whole lot of sense. And when we came out here, we were like, oh.
And you know what I think is very funny, for lack of a better term. When you're reading, if you read any of Salatin's books, Salad Bar Beef, Pasture, Poultry, Everything I Want to Do is Illegal. If you read any of those, he fits what he's saying exactly is what everybody here is talking about.
Right.
We want to know where our food comes from. Michael Pollan with the Omnivore's Dilemma.
Right.
That's what that really kicked off a lot of this for a lot of people. They got a hold of that book. Right. And it blew their mind. And
then Food Inc. and Food Matters came out, and there was this big wave of one thing after the next. And we came out here, and we looked around, and we immediately could see just how sustainable this property itself could be. Because, like the things that people were saying, they're saying like ponds and water collection and things like that. We've been really fortunate. We have a pond in the backyard. We have a creek on the back side of the property, so we're able to run our animals.
There goes OPSEC.
On the back. Really? So we're able to run our animals around and not have to worry about carrying water to them as often. Like we still have to go check. We still have to go check occasionally, make sure that the creek's not dammed up, that we don't have problems with the
like
beaver.
it when the creek gets dammed up. That means I don't have to go as far to get my beavers that year.
That's true, but then we have to worry about where our animals are going for their water. So, but
what?
You and Brad are like on the same page because he's like OPSEC. Yes, Brad, it's interesting you say that. Government wants us to be tied to Tyson. When I was in...
That is an awesome saying. He probably...
Tied to Tyson?
I don't think he meant to say...
I think he did.
Nah, you're giving that man too much credit.
I think he did.
That's tied to Tyson. I'm not being tied to Tyson.
But...
I thought I could beat Mike Tyson. Sorry. Squirrel.
So when I was in school, when I was in college, I went to the University of Arkansas.
Sweet.
And Tyson... is everywhere. Like there's literally a poultry science building on the University of Arkansas that is named after Tyson.
Tyson paid for her degree.
No, no. But the really crazy thing, I worked at an Italian restaurant, and they used to sorry, they you totally lost my train of thought. Oh, when I worked at the Italian restaurant, one of the girls, the girl's mother, one of the girls I worked with, it was her mother's restaurant, and she was actually in the poultry science division with Tyson, but working with Tyson. She wasn't in school. And whenever they would finish doing their studies on the chickens, they would give away these chickens for people to eat. And at the time, I just kind of paused and thought, I don't know that that's good. Because they used to say that was the control group where they didn't do anything to them, so they knew what was right with them.
And then everybody was getting
wrong.
born and had the third eye.
Right. So, but yeah, Tyson is a huge powerhouse. If you've ever been out in the Midwest, you'll see just how much Springdale, all through the lower part of Missouri, there's Tysons everywhere. They're all over the place. And even up here where we are, it's not Tyson, but we have chicken farms
I don't know exactly
everywhere.
where all them crazy birds go to. But anyway, we got 15 minutes left.
Oh,
So
here's your thing.
here's my thing. We're going to do a contest. So, first thing, this is going to be the rules of the contest.
Brad wants you to dance. Okay, that's enough, dude.
Okay, get the prize. Get the prize. Get the prize.
I don't have prizes. Oh wait.
Yes,
yeah,
you
I
do. You
I
put
have
them
a
up.
couple. Well, here's some. Look, they're right here.
Yeah,
Woo.
that's only one little thing.
Well, my other ones are over here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this is going to be the prize. The prize for the contest.
Not just this. I got a couple of other cool things
Okay.
too.
We have 3 pot holders that were made by the girls.
Mhm.
We have these hug-a-mugs. They got to have buttons put on them.
It's a mug hug.
It's a mug hug.
That's for your coffee cup, so that you don't burn your hands off.
Teacup if you're in England.
Or teacup. I've got to put buttons on them,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna do 2 or 3 of these. We're gonna throw in, and then also we made some lip balm.
From our beeswax.
Our beeswax. It'll
with
have a little
essential oils, doTERRA essential oils. Am I allowed to say doTERRA?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
good.
so.
Because I didn't know if I was allowed to say doTERRA or not. Because with all the new rules, and I didn't want to say doTERRA if I wasn't allowed to say doTERRA.
Compliance, police.
So,
Anyway.
But anyway, that's the prize. So you got 3 pot holders, 2 hug-a-mugs, and a lip balm. Okay.
Right.
Now, here's the thing.
Here's the.
We're going to do a little pop quiz. Now, I want you guys to not put your answers on the chat box. I want you to write your answers down, and then I'm going to let you send them to us 2 ways. We were going to do just email, but I was thinking a lot of folks probably don't have our email address,
Right, so
even
we're
though
going to
it's
do
bigbearfarms@hotmail.com. But and so you can also just send us a message through our Facebook page if you didn't want to send it to bigbearfarms@hotmail.com.
it. Okay.
Okay, so it's going to be a pop quiz about some of our videos. So I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to tell you what video it is. So that way, if you have to, you can go back and rewatch the video. Okay.
And you only get one submission, so
Yeah,
you can't
one
just
submission.
throw a whole bunch
And
of
the
answers.
first 3 people
They get all 5 right.
that get all 5 right.
And of course, if we don't have all 5 right, then we'll go to 4 or
and
whatever. But
3
we're going to try and go.
2, but I'm not giving y'all nothing if you don't get but 2 right. I don't tell you that much right now. Especially when it's an open book test. Okay.
Okay, so
So,
first question.
first question. This is from the update video.
So most of you have seen this one.
What did my youngest daughter say at the end of that video? At the very end of that video. The end. Okay. Give y'all a few seconds for that one. Okay.
Okay.
Question number 2. From the plucker video. What type of plucker was the name of the plucker that we have? What's the name of the plucker that we have?
Okay.
I love my dad. Really, Brad?
I love my daddy.
That's not it. Okay, third question. From the incubator video.
He said mother plucker. Didn't I tell you I knew that was going to come out?
Third question. From the incubator video. What eggs did we put in?
What species
What
of
species
bird?
of bird did? What eggs did we put in the incubator from what species of birds?
There you go.
Give y'all a second on that one with Brad and.
I'm waiting for Brad's comeback. I'm waiting for Easter eggs, but
Easter eggs, yeah.
hadn't got there yet.
Number 4. From our making butter video. What device did we use to make butter?
Yes. What device do we use?
And
The last one.
number 5. In the latest Pigs and Pigpen video. How many pigs are in that video? How many pigs do you physically see in the video? Yeah.
Okay,
And we have a bonus question in case we have a tie. From my cubby hole set update in the trapping series. What critter did me and my daughter catch?
Okay.
So, those are the questions. You can email your answers at bigbearfarms@hotmail.com, or you can send the message via Facebook.
Facebook. Yes, you can definitely do that.
Were you about to have a canary?
Well, I was just going to let Brad know game on because his show's not sacred on Sunday now. He's got to know
and
that it's
look at
coming.
Sherry trying to correct my grammar.
I know, my daughter and I know. Well, fortunately, he doesn't teach the English in homeschool.
Really? I teach every subject. What did our son get on the SAT? Huh?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so basically, I guess we're just gonna kind of wrap it up here in a minute.
Does anybody have any questions before we leave?
You're so funny. You talk with your hands.
So, while we're waiting to see if anybody has any last minute questions, we kick off the Homestead Network weekend.
Right.
We're the guys that kick it off on Friday. Off the Grid Kid. Saturday from 5:30 to 6 o'clock. I can't wait till that young man takes a full hour. I mean, I really can't. And I loved how he kicked his daddy in front.
Right in front of the bus. It was hilarious.
I was like, I'm not alone. I'm not alone.
It was definitely it was definitely funny to see. He said one of the questions, what started the whole thing, was somebody had asked why they hadn't done any videos on the garden, and he without even pausing,
he said, "Sorry, Dad, but it was Off the Grid Nation's fault. The garden is dead."
Yeah, absolutely. He's like, awesome. It's all Off the Grid Nation's fault.
Then after Off the Grid Kid comes, I think it's not Dirt Patch, but Deep South, right?
No, Deep South.
Help me out, Brad.
I don't remember.
But anyway, there's 2 or 3 on Saturday, and I think we're adding more as it goes along. And then Sunday, Linda's Pantries kicks us off at 6 o'clock.
I think. I'm looking right now. Give me just a second. Brad put together this absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, all you got to do is go to the homesteadnetwork.com. It has a link for shows. It has them all listed down there of which one goes what. So on Saturday, it starts with Off the Grid Kid.
I forgot. At 46 degrees north off the grid. They're new. We didn't see them last week. Yeah.
And then so 40. They're new. I'm excited about them. Those guys are from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're pretty. Then Living on a Dime.
Right. Then Deep South. Mm-hmm.
Then on Sunday it starts with Linda's Pantry, and then Brad with Big Family Homestead. Then Dirt Patch, and then Off the Grid Nation, and then Joe with Homestead Economics.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a great lineup. All of this is family friendly, and that's one of the things, at least for our family, that we love the best about it, because there's nothing but junk on TV anymore, and it's not really even educational at all. Even if you try to hit, the Discovery Channel or National Geographic.
Well, it's all repeats of the same stuff. So
I mean, if you want to watch that guy in Alaska punch salmon in the head, I mean, I guess that's your thing.
Some kids like that. But
it's all different points of view. Like how we were saying earlier, it's all of these fingers traveling down different paths to come to folded hands.
Right.
And because, for example, we have a dairy cow. Big Family Homestead has a dairy cow.
Absolutely.
How they do their dairy cow is 1,000 degrees different on how we do ours, because their climate is different.
Well, it's a totally different
breed of cow. Everything.
And they live on a much smaller.
Yeah, I think they've got 5 acres.
I think so. I think it's like 5 acres.
And we've got 21. So it's completely different just on how we set up. Just our milking stalls are going to be set up completely different.
Right.
And that's one of the things that's really cool. Like with Deep South, the man is further south than me.
Yes, he's in Alabama. Mm-hmm.
No, he's in Mississippi.
Or Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi. Who's
His
in Alabama?
corn stalks get over 8 foot tall.
Yeah, that doesn't happen for us here.
I don't know how that man does that. I'm lucky to get them 5 foot tall here.
Yeah.
Just because from the heat.
Right, and they bolt too.
Yeah.
A lot of times you'll see corn bolting at like 4 feet.
And another thing that I learned for them, we used to just take the corn stalks, take them out and just in whole and toss them to the cows and sheep and everybody. He runs his through a chipper shredder.
Yeah,
and
which made sense.
It makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
And he's able to give it to his chickens and stuff, and I was kind of like, I should have thought of that.
Well, and the thing, and I still kind of go back to this, I don't understand why you didn't already think of that, because when we were thinking about getting a dairy cow, we went out and visited a dairy farm, and they had what they call silage.
But they were more of a CAFO style, and I didn't want to have anything to do
I get that,
with that.
But we found out that's why they were raising, when we were riding through and taking the tour, we saw all the corn, and we thought, well, they're just using it for, a cash crop, and then we realized they're taking the entire plant, including the ears. Mm-hmm. They take the whole thing and throw it in there and process the whole thing. So, but anyway, we that's who it is. Go Green for Living is in Alabama. I knew one of them was in Alabama. I think it's because I was watching.
Yes. Oh, and we're probably going to take a road trip to Alabama.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he has tilapia.
Ah.
That way. I know. See, one of the things we have an aquaponics system also, but our trouble is Georgia has a very strict law about tilapia.
Ugh.
Your system has to be completely closed. I mean, like uber closed, like Nazi closed, and so it's very hard to locate somebody that sells the fingerlings that's reliable. Every set of fingerlings we ever bought, they were pretty much almost dead a day or two after we got them. We got them here. Right. Yeah. And I just think a lot of it is just because they've been completely raised bad.
Right.
And so he says he's gonna let me know when his hatch.
Okay.
And so we can try to set some up, because I would much rather give my money to somebody that's a part of the network,
right?
That I know that's living this lifestyle that they know.
Well, we can kind of support each other too, and that was one thing. I know it's only June, almost July, but I want to challenge everybody to start thinking about Christmas, because all of us do some pretty nifty things. And it might be cool to support your fellow homesteader when you're thinking about gifts that you might want to give this winter. You know,
dropping hints.
Well, no, but like, you know, I know that there are women on here that, you know, spin yarn. Dirt patch. I know people on here who knit and crochet. I know people who sew. People who make soaps. All different trades. I think it would be really cool if we could all kind of support each other.
Set up some type of a barter system or something.
Or not necessarily barter, but like, you know, if you want me to make a cloak for your husband this year to go hunting in, I'll absolutely do that for you. You know, come to me versus just going and buying it in the store. Yeah. You know, you know, it's just different things that I want people to kind of. I think it would be cool to set it up so that we kind of all help each other out. Who spins yarn? That would be Julianne, Dirt Patch Heaven.
She spins just about almost every time.
Watch one of her videos. You'll
on
watch
her
her
live stream. She's spinning as she's talking.
If you've ever watched her, she's the sweetest woman. She sits and bounces on us. She can't sit still for long, and I can kind of relate.
She had a live stream today, and she was talking with Go for Green.
Okay.
His
wife, maybe?
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
And Ladessa came in, and she was up on the screen, and she goes, "She's so pretty."
Well, she was doing her braid girls.
Yeah, her braid girls thing. I want to be a braid girl. I wonder if I could be a braid girl if I wore a wig with braids.
So it's a great idea. I think just everybody kind of start kicking that around and see if you can come up with some ideas. I think it would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
So.
Well, our time's up. Yep. Thanks for joining us this evening. If you haven't, please subscribe to our channel. Also, subscribe to everybody else's channel that's part of the Homesteading Network. Don't forget, Off the Grid Kid.
Tomorrow,
5:30. Kicks it off for us on Saturday.
On Sunday, it's Linda's Pantry.
And Sunday,
at 6.
Linda's Pantry at 6.
And if she wasn't here last week, and no, I'm not kicking her in front of the bus, but I'm just letting y'all know, if you don't see her come on at 6, the next show will start at 7 with Brad.
Brad and
Big Family Homestead.
And he's a character. He's just like me. He's a hoot. So, thank y'all again for coming by. Please tell a friend for next week. Continue to stop by the channel.
Yep.
Check us out on the web at www.bigbearhomestead.com. And like always, have a nice day.